What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome to another UCL team building video. This week we are going up against the Gotlandish Gogoats, I think? Yeah, I think that's the team name. Regardless, coached by Max, who is number 3 in the league right now. He is a very good battler. I cannot stress that enough. And to be honest, I think this is going to be my hardest match in the entire league. Not only is Max a really good battler, who knows how to make plays, hard reads, etc., he's also got a solid team that really does well against mine. In the past, I've gone against teams with Mega Scizor, maybe one Pokemon that is really difficult to counter, but his OU mons are just really difficult for me to deal with. So, I guess we'll start off by hopping into his team. He's got Landorus T, Magnezone, Starmie, Beedrill, etc. Some Pokemon that really stand out. Landorus T is such a versatile Pokemon, so good. Magnezone, really strong, can run Specs or Scarf. Starmie, bulky, gets rid of hazards for Mega Beedrill, which is an offensive powerhouse. And then, amongst his lower tier picks, he's got stuff like Mandibuzz, and Porygon 2, and Regirock. These just walls that are so strong. And same goes for Amoonguss. So he's got a really well balanced team, in my opinion. And Landorus T was immediately one of the Pokemon I was trying to check. He's brought it to almost every battle. Same goes for Beedrill. Beedrill, Regirock, and Landorus T are his most used Pokemon, which is kind of crazy. He uses all of his Pokemon a decent amount, and he really does put a lot of thought into his team builds. So, looking at his team, I was like, how do I beat Landorus T? And I looked at Suicune, and Suicune does a decent job, but outside of Suicune, nothing else deals with it well. So, what I have is a kind of lead Mega Altaria that is a really strange set. So I'll get into this. First of all, it's got Ice Beam, and if you look at its EV set, it's really strange. It's got a lot of HP, it's got some speed, it actually has just enough speed to outspeed a max speed Magnezone. And so you'll notice I'm running Earthquake, Ice Beam, and Return and Roost. I have a little bit of Spadef and HP to optimize for Stealth Rock. I have a little bit of attack. And what this allows me to do is I 100% guaranteed OHKO in offensive Landorus with Ice Beam. And I take around 80% from an Earthquake if he's an adamant Landorus T with an Earth Plate. So, I can counter his Landorus in that sense. I die to a Specs Magnezone Flash Cannon, but I outspeed an OHKO with Earthquake. And if he's Choice Scarf, I guaranteed live a Flash Cannon and KO with Earthquake. Against his other Pokemon, Return does around 60-70% to just about everything, except for Amoonguss. It might KO Mandibuzz because it's super effective, of course. I take around 60-70% from a Starmie Ice Beam, I think. And yeah, this is really here for Landorus T and Magnezone, and to get chip damage on something. Maybe later game if something is paralyzed, I can hit it hard, but I needed more Landorus T and Magnezone checks. So, moving on to the next Pokemon, we have Suicune, Umi, typical Crocoon. Nothing too crazy. I know Max said in our group chat that he had a surefire counter to Suicune this week. I don't know, amongst his team, Specs T-Bolt from Magnezone, OHKO's Suicune, and a Scarf T-Bolt does around 60-70%, so his Magnezone can put in so much work. Starmie gets access to Thunderbolt. However, after one Calm Mind, Life Orb, Thunderbolt only does around 37% max. So I can beat it 1v1. This is all assuming no crits, of course. I also think, though, he might be running Taunt on a Pokemon and try to beat my Suicune in that sense. So we'll see. I do beat his Amoonguss 1v1 after a Calm Mind. He doesn't do much with Giga Drain, so that's not too big of a problem. But regardless, I take around 33-37% from an offensive Landorus T. And I do 60% with a Scald without any boost. So Landorus T is checked by Suicune. I need to keep Suicune healthy. To check Landorus T, maybe Starmie after a Calm Mind. And really, the rest of his team gets beat by Suicune. So Suicune is without a doubt the most important Pokemon on my team this week. Moving on, Jirachi. Choice Scarf Jirachi. Looking at his team, he has a lot of Steel weaknesses or Psychic weaknesses. And because I'm not that bulky this week, and I'll have to sack off some Pokemon, I really need to keep Switch advantage. And so that's why something like Jirachi is going to be really helpful. So to start, Iron Head, Of course, hitting Articuno. Malamar takes quite a bit of damage from U-turn. Regirock from Iron Head. Granbull from Iron Head. And then amongst Heart Stamp users, so Amoonguss gets 3-hit KO'd by this Heart Stamp. That's why I have just enough attack to do that. I actually have just enough speed to outspeed Mandibuzz, so that I could try and like flinch that if necessary. I also outspeed Malamar. I do not outspeed Articuno though. This is without my Choice Scarf. But with my Choice Scarf, I outspeed everything, including Mega Beedrill after it's Mega Evolved. And I actually OHKO it with Heart Stamp. This Heart Stamp attack is just enough to OHKO Mega Beedrill, assuming he has no defense investment. But also, I watched some of his videos, and he likes to run standard Smogon sets. Maybe he changes up the moves, but he runs a lot of like 252 EVs, 252 EVs, that sort of thing. Yeah, and Healing Wish, if I need to heal up Suicune or something like that late game after Magnezone is gone, if I can get a free switch into something, oh my goodness, and just set up a Calm Mind, that would be incredible late game. Because then Suicune pretty much just wins. So yeah, Jirachi might be really helpful. I also might need to flinch things. It might come down to that. This matchup this week is a really tough matchup for me, so it might come down to paralyze something and flinch it to death. Gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, next member of the team, we got Jirachi. Not Jirachi, lol. Dugtrio. Focus Sash, Dugtrio. I saw he's got Magnezone, so of course I'm going to bring Dugtrio. Earthquake OHKOs Magnezone. I outspeed a Choice Scarf Magnezone with this speed investment. My attack is just so that I can damage as much as possible, especially with Starmie. I think, 2-hit KO offensive Starmie, and I would do damage to Typhlosion if I trap that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy. I do want this to get up Stealth Rock, so if I do trap his Magnezone, I will get up Stealth Rock, and then I will OHKO it with Earthquake the turn after. Reversal, he's run Balloon Magnezone before, so if he does do that, I can actually get up my Stealth Rock and then go for Reversal, and then I can KO the next turn with Reversal, after getting down to my Focus Sash. And then Memento to help set up, give Suicune an opportunity to get a Calm Mind up, maybe Altaria to Roost, that sort of thing. Maybe Zapdos to get a Toxic off. So Dugtrio is primarily here for Magnezone and Rocks, and maybe a setup opportunity. It's going to be pretty expendable. I might need to sacrifice it at some point. The next Pokemon is Kotori, my Zapdos. This is super specially defensive. I don't have a lot of switch-ins to Starmie. I just don't. Altaria takes a ton. Suicune cannot switch into Starmie. I mean, Hydro Pump does a lot to Jirachi and everything else doesn't do that much, but that's also risky because Jirachi is really important for potentially healing Suicune. Although U-turn would do around 50 to 60%, which is nice chip damage because U-turn plus Earthquake would KO Starmie. But otherwise, I needed this specially defensive Zapdos. If he is Modest Life Orb offensive Starmie though, Ice Beam will do a maximum of 59% and will 2-hit KO me. However, if he is Modest, my Liepard is guaranteed to outspeed him and OHKOs him with Knockoff. So between Liepard and Zapdos, I can check it. If he's not Life Orb, or if he's Timid, I have a good chance of KOing it. But if he's a bulky Starmie, my Zapdos walls it, without a doubt. I do need to try and keep my Zapdos healthy. Also, looking at his team, nothing likes to be toxic and worn down. If it comes down to it, you know, Mandibuzz he likes to bring, and I can see him bringing. That would beat that 1v1. Same goes for Articuno. And just about everything. Toxic if necessary. Toxic if necessary. I don't want to be taking a lot of damage from rocks. I don't want to be having a broken Focus Sash on my Dugtrio. So Defog is there, and Roost to be kind of stally. That's what it comes down to. Let's see what else. Lastly, but certainly not least, we have Liepard. I was very strongly considering Salamence for this slot, but in the end, I ended up choosing Liepard because I need to make him think twice about going for Psychic with Starmie or Psyshock, and he has a lot of Pokemon. His bulkier Pokemon rely on leftovers for recovery or a Violite for bulk, so I want to have Knockoff on my team. I also want to have Thunder Wave as like a last resort to slow something down so I can kill with another Pokemon, or flinch it to death with Jirachi. It might come down to that. substitute so that I can predict if he's going to go for U-turn with Beedrill or U-turn with Landorus or Volt Switch with Magnezone. That's fine, and then he goes into some Pokemon that he doesn't want to bring in, and I can maybe Thunder Wave it or knock it off or something like that. I have Encore so that if he tries to go for a status move, I can lock him into that, or if I'm going to die, I at least guarantee that he'll use that move next. So, like, certain Pokemon that, like, Starmie that have Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Psychic, or Hydro Pump at their disposal, depending on which move they use, they can counter just about any of my Pokemon. But if I use Encore before dying with Liepard, I will ensure that I can determine which Pokemon is the best Pokemon to bring in. That being said, if he's Modest Starmie, I outspeed and I 110% beat Starmie with Knockoff. If he is if he's timid, he outspeeds me, but that's okay because then my Zapdos beats it. So I have just enough speed to outspeed Modest Starmie. Max speed does not outspeed Timid Starmie, so that's why I didn't invest any more in speed. Attack is so that I do 100.3% minimum to Starmie with Knockoff, and the rest goes into HP for Bulk. I do want to run Leftovers so that if necessary, I can Thunder Wave something and hope for Paralysis to get a substitute up. That might be what it comes down to. I don't like having to rely on hacks at all, but it is part of the game, and if it comes down to it, that's my best play. I will paralyze something and hope for a 50% chance to paralyze hacks and get a substitute up so I can knock it off, or whatever. That just might be it. This is going to be a tough match. I don't have a lot of offensive presence on my team. I really don't. Suicune is probably my most viable way of winning. Maybe late game Ironhead with Jirachi if Landorus and Magnezone are gone. But otherwise, it's going to be a lot of passive damage via Rocks, Toxic with Zapdos, Knockoff, getting rid of items so that his team can't recover as well. He does like to run Choice Scarf a good amount too. He's run Earthplate Landorus T in the past. He's run Scarf. He's also run Life Orb Landorus T in the past. He's run both Specs, Balloon, and Scarf Magnezone. Typically, Life Orb Starmie. He always runs the typical Mega Beedrill. He likes to run a bulky Leftovers Mandibuzz, and generally a defensive Porygon 2, Scarf Typhlosion, Rocky Helmet or Leftovers Amoonguss, lefties on Gramble, lefties on Regirock. He's also run Helmet though. He's brought Scarf Malamar too before. Hitmonchan is kind of scary. Articuno he likes to bring too, and I wouldn't be surprised if he brought it given that I have a Mega Altaria. It's weak to Ice. One thing I'm not 100% sure about is Meowstic. He likes to run like Heal Bell, and Meowstic is a Heal Bell user, but he also likes to use it on Gramble. But really, Meowstic can do just about anything as a support Pokemon, and I don't have a lot to stop that, which is kind of problematic. That being said, if I lead off with Liepard against it, I can Encore it into whatever it sets up, and then go for Knockoff, and I'm fine with that. But anyways, wish me luck in this matchup. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to have to play super well to win this one. So, of course, that's what I'm going to try and do. But until then, this has been Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.